All right, friends. So tonight is Monday, January 30th. We are on our team call for the week every night, or every Monday night, 8:30 to 9:15. Every night, you guys would hate me. um, I'm just going to make sure that everybody is muted. But if you have something to ask or want to chime in on anything, feel free. It just helps with the feedback in recording. So, okay. First thing that I want to jump into is National Wake Up Call today. If you haven't listened to the replay, please hop on it this week because it was by and I hate saying like their rank and stuff like that because I know some people get like weirded out and stuff, but it was by the only top 10 male coach in the network. And probably one of the only top 200. So I think it was like really valuable to have a guy's side. And if a guy who works full time at a job, has 2 kids, a wife, can like work out with his wife in their garage and show up every day to this and be that successful, I think we can definitely manage to be semi-successful for our own goals. So his name's Jamie Fitzpatrick. So check him out on the Wake Up Call. He also reiterated, which I think is, oh, good, Carrie listened, sweet. He also reiterated, yes, Carl jumped on at the end and gave some hard love. Yeah. So for those of you who, Jess, you don't know who Carl is really yet, probably, but he's our CEO. And he's pretty awesome. He's really great. A bunch of us have seen him live at events. Very down to earth, very like just nice all around guy. Really his mission with this company is to just help people get healthier. But he jumped on at the end of the call, which is rare because they're not even in the same like building. And he just kind of gave some tough love to everybody. So that was nice. But what Jamie said, one thing I just want to touch on from the wake-up call that Jamie said was that when Bonnie Engel tells you to spend 70% of your time inviting, you need to do it. So he was just reiterating the fact that whatever time you have for this business, when you sit down to do it, 70% of your time should be inviting. So it should be the private messages that you're sending to people behind the scenes, connecting. Now, you guys know that I call that connecting, not necessarily inviting. So you're not sending cold, hard invites to like challenge groups and coaching and things like that. But you're just making those behind the scenes connections with people, relationships. So he said 70% a day. So if I have an hour a day to work on the business, then I'm not good at math. I don't know. Then I have like 40 minutes, around 35, 40 minutes of inviting to do. So just think of it that way. I think when we did our live power hour last week, you guys might have seen that most of our time, the bigger chunk of the 45 minutes was inviting. So just keep in mind, you can post all day long on social media, but if you're not talking to people personally, you're not going to see any growth in your business. So I just wanted to reiterate that. I wanted to talk about Team Cup because we're kicking off. So if you sign up for Team Cup, you are in a group of 5. And Jess, I've adopted you into our group of 5. So you're not officially there, but any prizes we get, I'm going to send you my prizes. Because I had another team with another group and it fell through. So you're still going to be with us working to hit Team Cup prizes. So Team Cup, pretty much for the month, what I would set up in the calendar was once a week, I'm going to do just a power hour. So I think I set them up for every Wednesday night. You hop on if you want, totally optional. But I know that I just think that if we come together in all of our team cups, so the one that Carrie Briscoe is the captain of, Kyle is a captain of one, I'm a captain, we can all come on that power hour and work together and just bam, 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 like invite all night. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the prizes were pretty cool. So that's for February. It is shown. I put it in the team page. It is a known fact that if you participate in Team Cup, though, when we have it, you will see your money increase threefold, I think they said, or your commissions increase by like 15% or something. You have more of a chance to rank advance. You have just more of a chance your business grows, basically. The people who are in Team Cup, you just see your business take off, rather than the people who didn't do Team Cup, maybe still work the business or not. But if you're in a Team Cup with that morale and that push and that everybody's like jiving together to, just fill up people with getting their healthy journey started, you're going to do better. Okay, so I'm going to make another group. I'm going to make a group if you're in Team Cup. We're all going to be together, like all my captains and everybody in the one group. And then it's up to the captains whether they want to start like a private thread between their people or whatever. But I feel like within the group of the Team Cup people, we can, keep each other going in there daily too. The leaders can like share tips, or anybody can share really anything. Just a place where we can go, and it doesn't have to be the team page where people are like, I don't know what this is all about. So, all right. That's that. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. So if I wanted to go over this because it came up tonight for Summit this year in New Orleans. If you are planning to go, if you have a coach on your team that's been thinking about it, or you want people to go, make sure that, or any new coaches you start to sign up, make sure that they know that if you hit Success Club 5 or 10, 5 and up, so you're helping 3 people a month with a challenge pack. You hit Success Club 5 for your first 3 months as a coach. So say you signed up like last week. So say, for instance, Jess, she signed up as a coach last week. So she is granted like an extra month. She could like knock it out of the park and hit Success Club 5 by tomorrow night with getting 3 friends on board in a challenge group. But if she can't, then she has February, March, and April to get a free ticket. And the other thing that I wanted to say about that is, let me make sure I'm giving you the right info. The other information I wanted to give about that is they added a new like, I don't know, like stipulation or whatever you want to call it. Hang on, guys, sorry. For new coaches on roll. Okay, so okay, perfect. This is what I wanted to clarify. So, for instance, like I said, if any coach that signed up in January hits February, March, and April, they will get the free ticket to this Summit 2017. Any coach that enrolls with us after February 1st and qualifies for February, March, or April, or March, April, May, that free ticket is going to go to next year's 2018. So there's one way to win this year's. If you already have been a coach up until January 31st and you hit Success Club 5 your first 3 months. The other way, which I like even more, they've added, is if you are a coach that has, and within 12 months of signing up, you have advanced to team leader. So what does that mean? Everybody's like, yeah, team leader. Okay, so there's this thing that corporate goes by to actually gauge whether your business is growing or not. And it's just an additional set of guidelines. Nothing's required, but it's additional set of guidelines for you to reach these goals, to advance in rank, hit new benchmarks, see your business grow beyond just rank. So if you achieve in the business, in the team leader ladder, that's not right. I'm not saying it right. The leadership ladder. If you achieve team leader status within your first 12 months as a coach, then you will get a free ticket for this year's summit. So you could still be team leader this year and get your free ticket. And so what does it take to be a team leader? I'll just share my screen real quick and show you. A lot of times I think this is a much easier way also to understand that your business is growing. So we all start out here at Business Starter. And what that means is you earn $100 a month in commissions, you hit Success Club 5, and you just have to be a regular coach status. So if you do that for 3 months, you get your free ticket. Then to get to the next rung to see your business grow, they say that you should aim to get your commissions at $250 a month. Still only Success Club 5. You can actually see that Success Club 5 is the base they just want every coach to hit, no matter what leader rung. And Team Builder is Emerald or Ruby status. So Emerald is when you have 2 coaches underneath of you, one on your left and one on your right. And Ruby status is like the long lost stepchild. We don't really have too many rubies. People usually go from emerald to diamond quite more easily than just ruby. But ruby is if you have 2 emeralds underneath of you and then 2 other coaches underneath of you. Is that right, Kyla Dance? Yeah. Okay. Then you can see where it says PS with 1 Success Club point. That means that you have 2 personally sponsored coaches that you signed up that have Success Club points. They just have to have 1. So they don't necessarily have to hit 5, but they just have to have 1. So that could be they sign somebody just on Shakeology HG. And then this weak leg team volume, a lot of us have talked about where your weak leg is, where your strong leg is, where you fall in the down line. So if your weak leg, when you look in your back office, is over 200 for the month, you'll be a team builder. Okay. So what they want you to do is get to team leader status within your first 12 months, and they'd give you the free ticket. Currently, this is where I am, and just to give you guys like an idea, because I don't want you to think like I'm way up here, because I'm not. But team leader status, this is fine. Success Club 5's never an issue. Diamond's never an issue. I hold my diamond. PS with Success Club points, that just varies for me because I have so many coaches all over, like in my mom's CBC, in Brian, stuff like that. So people don't really, only if you're in my, like, under Megan Ziegler, not if you're under Angela or Brian, then you will count for me. And then weak leg is always a struggle, because I'm just sharing this with you guys because I just want you to know, like, it's not easy, but I don't want you to think it's like out of range either. So I'm always around 4,000 with my weak leg. So what that means is I have powerhouses, coaches on my left leg, my strong leg. So Molly and her team, and Carrie Briscoe. And then on my weak side, I don't have too many working coaches. So that's where I have my, like my mom, and I work her account, my second CBC that you get when you go 2-star. And like where I'm adding all my coaches now. So I can bring up that volume and advance on the rung. Let's see. So that's how you get the free ticket to Summit. Just wanted to explain that so you guys could explain it to your teams. Okay. Then one more tidbit, because I found myself not doing this lately, And many of you who have been with us for a while, that we know this, like Josh Coates line that he gives all the time to help with conversations. But so I know it's hard to start conversations with people. I know it's scary. I know it's awkward. I know you feel like salesy. But here's the thing. You're on this call. You're in the team. You believe in the products. You know they work for you. If someone likes a post that you do in regards to health and fitness, if someone likes or comments on anything like that, that is your that is kind of like the permission to reach out to them and in a message and ask them if they're on a health and fitness journey too. And that starts the conversation. So I never just start out with just that one sentence. I always just say like, hey girl, cool to see you on my post. Thanks for the support, depending on whether it was like one of my crazy mom things or, you know, if it was like a meal and I'm like, I hope you like that. It was like one of my favorites and easy. Are you on a health and fitness journey too? Done. Like that's it. Super simple. So anybody that likes, comments on your posts, anybody that you see in your newsfeed possibly who are talking about their own health and fitness. Like I know we have a lot of people who post their workouts from the gym and stuff like that. So I would like message those people and be like, what kind of health and fitness journey are you on? I just like to get people like, you know, see what everybody's doing. I know that Kyla has had a girl she's friends with and she works out at the gym all the time and she posts about it, but she offered her to try BOD, like a trial, and try out some of the workouts like at the gym and stuff and at home just to see. And she's actually a fan of them now when she can't get to the gym. I think that's the case, right? When she can't get to the gym. Yeah. So she's like, oh, this is great. Like there's another outlet when I can't get to the gym or when I go to the gym, I can have this in my back pocket. So I just wanted you guys to keep in mind that line. Are you on a health and fitness journey? 2. Okay. And then I'm going to bring up another. Don't quit your day. Thanks. Don't worry. My dad's the accountant, so I don't have to be a math teacher. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to bring up another image. I'm going to share my screen. But what I wanted to just like talk about in the like meat of the call tonight, and it's not going to be too long, is challenge groups. We all run them, whether you're a brand new coach or, you know, been in the game for a year or 2 or 3, whatever. The challenge groups are like the bread and butter of your business. Have to run them. That's how you get how you get your clients, you know, results. That's how you give them the coaching accountability that sets Beachbody apart from all the other health and fitness outlets out there, gyms, etc. You know, we know people can go to the gym. We know they can be part of group fitness classes. They can get nutrition support at the gym, but this is something totally different where we can be with them every day. I know like some gyms are catching on to that and stuff like that, like putting people in groups, but this is the whole package, like everything. And I think we've talked about it before. Gyms are fine. Go to gyms, like go to a spin class, go to hot yoga. Like I went to CrossFit with Brian. Like it's all fine. Like you should do stuff like that and get out. But if you're really about living a healthy lifestyle, a gym isn't feasible every day for everyone for that 5 to 6 times a week of working out. I mean, some people it is, but for most of us, even people without kids, like sometimes it's hard to do that by the time you get home from work at the end of the day. So just think about like the challenge groups, bread and butter, we kind of have to run them. If you are signing coaches and they're not running them, then those coaches should be a part of your challenge group with their challengers, and you need to like trade off and on some sort of, you know, posting schedule to keep others to keep your coach, you know, accountable to their people, and not like they're bringing all these people in, making the commissions, and you're not really benefiting. You're just doing all the work. Like I'm not saying run a group for all their people and none of yours. Like it would be yours, You bring them in, you guys work it out. Okay, so I'm going to share, let's see. Here we go. Okay. So challenge group checklist. So here's the thing when you're looking to run a challenge group, the best business builders are the ones who commit to running one every month. And like I said before, when we did our schedules for the next 7 months, it's just like a non-negotiable. You're just going to have one every month. The hardest part is just picking a date on the calendar and holding true to that. Because if you get to, let's say, March and you're like, I don't have anybody yet, I'm going to wait until like March 15th. And then you're like, I still don't have anybody yet. Like, do you not have anybody because you're not doing the work, or do you not have anybody like legitimately? If you are doing the work legitimately, you should have people for the date you set because you're telling them when it's going to be. So pretty much this is how like you can kick off a really good challenge group. Hitting Success Club 5, because that gives you at least, well, now with the all access challenge packs at 3 points apiece, it's really like you can help 2 people and hit Success Club, which is still fine. I always tell people the first group I ran was with my mom, my stepdad, and a friend. So technically I just put my mom and dad together and then a friend. So it was really not that many people. But still, they all did the program and they talked about it after, and I shared some results. So that helped with the second group going. Partnering with another coach, like I just said, share responsibilities. Not everybody has to do the entire thing. I will just say that many of you know I didn't have what you guys have when I started. So it was me running every single thing, doing every single group. And I don't want to say that I like to look at it as that probably kicked me in the ass more, obviously, to go for it. So if you feel like partnering with someone is going to slow you down, then I would say don't do it. If you feel like you're really going to stay committed, but partnering with somebody, still helps you, then do it. So what you do, you open a group on Facebook. All of us pretty much know how to do that. The essentials, you add a nice cover photo, doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can go grab a quote off Pinterest or make your own cover photo. Set the group to closed. That way, so what I do is set the group to private, and then when it starts, set it to closed. That way nobody can like find it and request to join it, and then you have other people adding friends. Require admin approval on the ads, the people that you're adding, so people aren't, putting in their friends, like I said, unless it's friends that obviously you're working together and figuring it all out and they're joining your community. That's different. Short description. I like to just put in the descriptions now, just 30 days, 5 times a week we're going to work out, 5 times a week we're going to work out. We're going to drink our shake every day. That sort of thing is what I typically do, or talk about that month and what we're aiming for. So if it's like, say, Memorial Day coming up, 30 days to, a tighter you, whatever. So, but what I like to do in them now is put in what I expect of people in that short description. So nothing crazy, but like for the health bet, perfect. I expect them to be logging 5 shakes a week. I expect them to be doing at least 3 workouts a week. And I expect them to be participating in the challenge group for their own accountability. Let's see, turn off notifications. So this one's up to you, totally up to you, but I turn them off because I just know that in the morning I'm going to go in, I'm going to check my group, I'm going to, have my post for the day. Then I know I'm probably going to go in at lunchtime and I'm going to log my lunch, my shake, my workout, and then I'm going to go in at bedtime. I'm not in there all day long. Like, you're available to them and you're a key support that other people don't have, but you can't be 24/7 available to them. You'll just get burnt out. So don't do that to yourself. So you don't want your phone going off every time somebody logs something. In the file section of the groups, you can do this in the Facebook group, or you can also do this in the Challenge Tracker app now, which is awesome. You can add files when you set up the group. So I typically like to add a sample meal plan, a sample, couple sample recipes, and what else? Meal prep videos. So you can add those in your file section. The other thing is you don't want to add people until you're ready to begin. So typically we all like have a day one. You want to add people over the weekend. You don't want to add them like to a group week more than it starts, because then people are just going to not be able to follow along in all your posts. You want to definitely review meal prep with people. So whether you go live in the group, whether you do a YouTube video, or whether you even, like I do, I refer them now to BOD to watch Autumn's meal prep in Fixate, because it's 7 or 8 minutes. I mean, I've done my own meal prep videos. They're exactly like her, but obviously she spells it out way better than I do. So that's just another resource they have on BOD too, so that they can get familiar with. So go live and share your story. So on Facebook group, hopefully it's coming soon to our app, but go live in there a couple times a week, and in the beginning, share your story. A lot of people will know your story because they signed up with you, but I think it's just a good refresher for people getting to see and actually visualize live the person that they signed up with and the connection with them. So before and after pics, I always try to post mine in there, and I always urge our challengers to. A lot of my challengers won't do it, but then there are other groups who do it all the time. But I just urge them at least take them for themselves, because they're going to be mad 21, 30 days, 60 days later when they don't have that before picture to compare to that after picture and see what a change. Then daily check-ins. So when you run a challenge group, you want to be in there daily. What I mean by that is you don't need to post content like out the wazoo all day long for people, but you need to come up with some type of schedule, whether it's, for the month, where maybe it's Monday, your daily post to the group is going to be motivational, or whether it's a quote, whether it's a story about how you've gotten motivated, something to inspire and motivate them. Tuesdays, either a tip Tuesday or transformation Tuesday, share stories in there. Wednesdays, a lot of us do water challenges on Wednesdays. And what do we do Thursdays? You could do anything. Make each day of the week something. That way you're not all over the place trying to fill in stuff. Fitness tip Friday, that could be where you go into the Beachbody blog and pull fitness tips and share it with the groups. Because we all know not everybody's going into that blog and reading. It's just us coaches. Okay, so end all your posts with a question or engagement. Same thing as when we talk to people in our messages. You want to end it with a question so that there's some sense of urgency to reply to you. Prizes are totally up to each individual coach. I offer prizes, and it doesn't really work for my groups. People take it or leave it. The cool thing that I did for January though was I had everybody do it. Well, if you did my day one Shakeology questionnaire and submitted it, I sent you one of my favorite workout songs on iTunes. So that was $1, and I just sent it to the people who filled it out. No big deal. But you can give away other programs, Fixate. You can give away a journal from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. You don't really have to get fancy with it. Maybe you have some stuff at home that you could just give away. I like to do that too. Shout outs. Make sure you are shouting out to your challengers in the group, by name, if they had like a victory, if they signed up as a coach for the discount, shout them out for that, because they're taking one step further to really committing to their health. Personal development, we do personal development as our coach vital behaviors every day, but I think that's something that we need to add in to our challenge groups, because our challenge groups give us our best coaches, because they're the people who love the groups, love the programs and the products. So I think it's always good to add in bits and pieces of personal development, and that I usually do from whatever I'm reading, just something that day, like I'll throw in there, and I'll make it like about how they can, like, actually, real quick, I'll give you an example. I'm reading this right now. Well, this is one of 3, 12-week year, and I plan on sharing in my next group, like, to kick it off. He talks about, what is it called? This whole thing. He talks about like the 5, well, you might just have to be in my next group to say, or I'll share it to the team. But he talks about like 5 pillars of, the 5 stages of change, the emotional cycle of change. So I read about that, and I thought it was like pretty accurate on my fitness journey, on my business journey, on like just life in general, like the whole, like everything, ups and downs, the plateaus. So that's something I'm going to share from my personal development, and kind of have them follow along in February. Coaching jabs. So I don't do like too much of this in my challenge groups, because I do just like it to be about their fitness goals. That's why they're in there firsthand, because everybody needs to have like some sort of fitness and health transformation first before they decide to become a coach, because that's really the only way it can work. But people know I'm a coach, so I'll put in there like when I don't know, what's a good example of that? Kyla, Carrie, anybody? Coaching jabs?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean when you say jobs? I was thinking like a picture from like Super Saturday or something.
Oh, perfect. No, that's a jab. Yeah.
Okay.
So jab, 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 that right hook thing. When you put a little bit of info out, and then the right hook is with like the big coaching invite. So we put up that we were at Super Saturdays last month in our challenge group, and how much fun it was to connect with people who we only met online. And it is really fun. So we threw that out. Like I threw that out there. All sorts of things. When we went to Summit, it doesn't have to be going to an event either. It could be like our team call, like a picture of us all on the team call, and like, instead of snacking tonight, like I had a great deter, like, well, I don't know how to say it. I'm not good at these things. And I'm having like rib pain. You had a great distraction being on the team call tonight, rather than going and sitting on the couch and watching, or not watching, but like wanting to eat like Talente or something. So just little things like that. You want to make sure you comment and like on all the posts, and that you're committed to a program too, because, they need to see that you're on a journey just like them. And if all else fails, you Pinterest for inspiration. Or you go to the back office for the challenge group guides, and you can go in program by program, and day by day it'll give you like information to give your challengers. So that's that. Challenge groups. I'll post that in our team page just so everybody has it. Put that down there. And okay, so I know that seems like a lot. I know it seems like, oh my God, challenge groups are like so overwhelming, but it's really not. Like I'll say the most overwhelming part is just setting up your content for the group. But if you can get down with like one of the automatic schedulers like we use, like Hootsuite, or in the app now, you can just schedule your posts. And if you can, like, once a week, just set aside like 30 minutes to an hour and schedule out your, coach post for the day, each day that week, then you don't have to wake up every morning and be like, what am I going to post in here today for these guys? What am I going to tell them about today? Like, if you specifically give yourself a set time, Sunday mornings, sit down for a half hour, plan out the week's posts and schedule them, boom, done. Then all you have to worry about is going in and checking in with people, making sure people are working out, drinking their Shakeology, and answering any questions. And that's it, pretty much. So any questions about challenge groups?
Will you be continuing using Facebook or the app? What's your thought on the two?
Okay, so I've gone back and forth a lot since the app came out last year, and I've committed to my corporate girl, that I'm going to do the app. Like, she's holding me accountable to that for the whole year. I just think that the app it's official. It's Beachbody. Like, you can track your shakes, you can track your workouts, there's so much more in the app that you can see rather than just in a Facebook page. So I know Jess probably hasn't, but has everybody been to the challenge tracker, like the portal, and seen where you, like, as a coach, you go in and add stuff and check up on people? So
That's what I use.
Yeah. So this is why I think it makes a lot more sense now that I've been in it for a while. Okay, so let me just real quick, we'll do this.
That's just on, like, the computer, right? You can't do that through the app.
Yeah, you can only log into, like, the back end of the group to, like, be an admin from the computer.
Okay.
But I do think it's totally worth it. So just because, here you go. You can you guys see my portal? Okay. So you can see this is my current group. It also has all your past groups and any groups that you've been a part of. So whether someone added me to their group as, like, a fly on the wall, or any groups that I've held, so I can always go back in. Like, let's see, this one was last March. I can always go back in and check out who was in the group, which is actually pretty cool because you can go back in and reach out to old people. Check out, who was on point with their Shako, who fell off, or do I need to contact any of these people and see if they want to, like, get back in the game, or are they one of my challengers who just keeps rocking it and they should become a coach now? So I like it that way because it has all of our stuff that we, like, go to the back office for or go to our random notes for and jot down. It just has it all there. Let me see. Okay. So, like, my current group, the other great thing about the app is that if you've done multiple groups, you can go to Post Library and it will bring up, like I said, every group you've been an admin in, and it will bring up all of the posts that let me see. This is fine. So any group you've been in, it'll bring up any of the posts that you did then, and you can really just copy it and schedule it to your current group. So 2017, your fittest year yet, and you can schedule it right there if that's the same kind of content you want to share now. So that's super easy because you're not having to go to, like, your Word document day one, copy it, paste it into Hootsuite, schedule it, go back to your Word document, copy and paste. This is so much easier. And here's your files. Here's your participants. So just like I showed you on the other one, you can see everybody who, yeah, Kyla Dance, you and me at the top. for Shako logs. So you can see here, everybody that's logged their shake, when they last logged it, when they worked out, when they last worked out, and then who they were invited by, me or Kyla. So I like this because then you can go in and let's just see who hasn't worked out in a while. Wow. Okay. Oh, Janine. But I know you're in your own group, so that doesn't count. I don't know who this girl is. She's Kyla's, or someone Kyla knows. But I would just go to her and I would click on her name, and I can send her a private message through the portal, and I can be like, "Hey, girl, how are you doing? What's going on? I've seen you haven't added any workouts this week." I would do this once a week, so not just at the end of the group, but you personally would check in on Facebook and Messenger. This is how you personally check in on the app.
Have you had any feedback from people or anybody that isn't interested or doesn't want the app, or just anything?
Yeah, at first I had a lot of people who didn't want the app, and I had probably so when I did the first health bet in September, I would say it was probably 70-30. 70 people wanted to go back to Facebook, and I was like, okay, cool, I like Facebook too. But then when I've kept them going and I'm more on top of people like it more. So now I have people who it's more leaning the opposite way now. More people like the app. I think also, this is a good point too, in the fall when we were going through the election and people didn't want to be on Facebook, and now with madness, people don't want to be on Facebook as much. I think that they like the app better because you don't need to hear all that other noise. So,
Okay.
And not to mention all the crazy notifications you get on Facebook nowadays. It's so easy to get lost.
Right. So with all your other, any LuLaRoe groups you're in, or team page, or just whatever on your personal posts. I know in my Facebook groups, I probably would say I'd probably neglect them a little bit more because I'd be like, okay, so I turned that off, but now I see people commented on mine, I'm tagged in somebody else's, and it's just a lot. So this, you're just in the app and then you're out.
Yeah, I like it. So.
Oh, okay. So Kyla, yeah, you can, yes, good. You can access the portal on your phone, but it has to be through your web browser.
Okay.
So you would just go to Safari or Google or whatever. Yeah.
Is it can you see it? Is it a mobile view?
Yeah, it's fine. I've used it to post from before, to schedule a post, to make a live post.
So it shows up differently? It doesn't just show up like it does on our big computer screen?
No, it shows up the same, just
Oh.
shrunken on your,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It still works.
It's friendly to the phone. You don't have to scroll over or anything. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so that's all I have. Challenge groups for February should be coming up, whether you're starting next Monday or the following Monday, officially. I know it's probably crazy already to think Monday I have a new group going. So if you want to use that as your meal prep or your prep week and get people started day one on the 13th, that's fine. Go plan with that. The purpose of laying it out on the calendar like we did a few weeks ago, with the date that your challenge group opens, is that way you have a hard date to work for. So you're not, like I said before, am I going to have a group this month? Nah, then I'm not really going to do the work, like that. So if you have a hard date and it's set for February 6th and you still have people who are ordering this week, because you're never going to tell somebody no, but if you have people that are ordering this week that they're not going to get their shake until next Thursday or Friday, just, people can start day one on Monday if they want, and then day one on the 13th if they want. Every Monday is an easy way for people to start over. I mean, we're fourth week of the health bet and I'm starting over. So I mean, you don't have to just wait for challenge group day 1 to open. You can open it, be in there, and like I would say every Monday is an okay day to bring somebody new in. But you just want to make sure it's not past that like first or second week, because then they're going to miss a lot of your content, and like you did in prep week and things like that. What else? I always allow at the end of my challenge group, I always ask people if they want to continue into my next one. So it's just up to them, because I don't like to add people to groups and like that. So for instance, for my app group that I'm going to just continue on with, I'm just going to post, if you are my coach or if you are my coach or my customer and you want to continue in this specific group with me, just say yes below. And then anybody that doesn't say yes, I'm going to go in the portal and I think I can remove people as the admin. So I'm going to do that. That way I don't have to start a whole new group on the app, add all the email addresses again. I'm just going to keep them in this one group, and they'll stick with me through February. Yeah, so that's it. So your challenge group's ready. Team Cup. I know Team Cup in the past, we have done a lot of like go for no challenges. So it's like kind of your like game plan is pretty much, new conversations. Pretty much you want no's, because every like 10 no's you get, you're going to get a yes. And that sounds crazy, but it's just how it works. So the more people you talk to, the more people the more you're going to find your people. So that's it. I'm going to end the recording. And if anybody has any other questions,